Hey, welcome to another episode of GeekOutdoors.com. Now, on my continuing series on making the move from Windows or Mac over to Linux, today I'm going to be talking about education games and applications. Now, before I go any further, if you have not seen my original video on how to install VirtualBox and then install Linux Mint inside VirtualBox, be sure to check that out in the description area below. Now, whenever we usually think about Linux, it is usually from an adult's point of view. And as we all know, people have families, there are kids, there are elderly as well. And so Linux is for everyone. And today I wanted to focus on programs and games that are specifically for the kiddos in your life. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my virtual machine right here. And these apps and games that I'm going to show you, these are primarily for the younger kids. Okay, so probably only up to about young teenagers. So I'm going to start with the youngest kids all the way up to that point. So the first thing you want to do to download these games and applications is you want to go to your software manager. So you do that by going to your menu, administration, and then software manager. And then when you're in your software manager, simply click on science and education. Now, all of these programs are free, and I will be honest with you in that there's not really many games per se and apps specifically for kids. However, what is there, I think they are very, very valuable, especially since you do not have to pay for any of these. But if you look through all the other ones, you know, it says there's over 2,000 applications on here. There's really, most of it's geared more towards statistical stuff and also really scientific applications. And so honestly, you really only need to focus on the stuff up here. Okay, so I'm going to go over the ones that I thought was very fun and also at the same time educational as well. So I've already installed these, so you could actually go on the software manager and install the ones that I have. And so I'm first going to start off with the ones that are really geared towards the very young kids. So basically anywhere from maybe 4 years old up to maybe 8 or 9. Okay, so the ones that I find the best are the ones by Tux. Okay, so actually Tux for Kids is the name of the developer or company that actually makes all these games, and they have quite a few. So this one I have covered before. This is Tux Paint. It's a really simple paint program that allows kids to create some really cool and wild stuff. So that's a stamp feature right there. They can do paint stuff as well, add text, you know. So you know, it's just really cool, you know. And especially, you know, kids love being creative, and so by having applications like this, you know, they're able to really explore their creativity, and also maybe in the future start using a Photoshop or a GIMP or something like that. So that's really cool, and I really love this company who does all of this, because they make some really high quality software for the kids. And so this is my first choice right here is this Tux for Paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. So another program that's made by this same company is Tux Typing, and this is one that I think a lot of parents would probably think that it's more geared towards kids who actually want to work in an office or something, because that's kind of what I remember when I was a kid. I would play these typing games that we had in our classes, and that was supposed to help increase your typing level. Now, I'm not sure how really important typing skills are nowadays, because most kids are using their touch screens, but I think it still is important. And so this is a kind of hard level to see. Let me go back to a different level. Let's do something like this Comments app. So a lot of this is really related to like Space Invaders type gameplay, and so whenever the words come down, you would just simply type the words, and that's all you would do. Now I don't know why the wave hasn't come yet. There it is. And so all the kids would do, they would just type the words that are on the screen. Very simple, but at the same time challenging as you get further and further into the game. And This developer, on the other next program I'm going to show you, it's very much into the whole Space Invaders theme. So for anybody who remembers Space Invaders, they would really appreciate this. And I like it. It's very simple. It's fun. It's colorful. And so there's different skill levels there. And you can also go to lessons. Now, the only thing I don't really like about the lessons, it doesn't tell you what the lessons are. So, you know, it's basically teaching you how to use the keyboard. Okay, so let's see if we could go further. And so, yeah, so basically for each lesson, I don't know why that didn't start. Let me go back. So there it is. So you would just type in these words as you see on the screen. So the words, space, and so it actually tracks your words per minute and characters and your accuracy and so forth. So as you go through each lesson, you know, it gets I would say a more and more challenging. Oh, you got to press the P key. So there you go. See, so you press the P key to start each of these typing lessons. So you get the point there. So it will definitely increase their typing level as well. And you can even choose different languages. So let's go ahead and go to the last game by this Tux for Kids developer, and that is Tux Math. And I like these math type games because when I was a kid, there was this game called Number Munchers, and I think if people who are old enough to remember that, they will remember that. And that's actually the first game that I played on a Mac. You know, we had Macs in our schools, and so let's go ahead and get into this. So here you're going to be doing like well, first you're going to type in numbers, but as it gets further, there's actually math equations, you know. So here is that. I don't know if I'm supposed to add this. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to add it. I don't know. Okay, no, you press the number and then enter. So this is a very simple one, you know. You just press, type in the number and then you press enter. However, for kids who want to learn more, you could also go to different types of things that you could learn, like for example sums up to 20. So kids will learn addition right here. So see the 7 plus 6, 13. Press enter. See, that's really, really cool. It teaches kids math in a very fun and simple way, and I love that cool space background that it has there. So, and if you really wanted to get to advanced stuff, you could keep going, and there's a lot more difficult types of equations here. You check this out. So it could get really, really, really complicated, you know. And that was basically Tux Math. So they're very similar. However, I think they are the best for young kids. Okay, so next up we're going to move up to something that I really like as well. This isn't made by Tux for Kids, I don't think, but this has a lot of cool mini games. See right here, this is really cool. So there's all these really cool mini games that kids could play. I really like this a lot. This is something that is not only something that kids can learn from, but it has a lot of great variety. You know, it's really, really done well here, and everything's real big and colorful, and there's really a lot of different activities. Check this out. I mean, there's so many different ones. You can learn about gravity. I really feel that this is my favorite one. I'm not gonna lie, this is my favorite one out of all of them. So if you have really young kids and you want them to learn and have a really fun time and have a ton of variety, by far this one's the best. You know, this is the best one out of all of them. So let me go ahead and quit this game. Okay, so after that we're going to move up into something for a little bit older kids. Okay, so one of them is this one right here. This is just a periodic table, and so here kids could learn about the periodic table, and also when they click on it, there's information on it as well. You know, physical, atomic levels. This is really, really cool. And so this is probably going to be geared more towards like maybe kids over 10 and up to their maybe young teenage years, because they will be learning about the periodic table here as well. And also you could change different properties of it too, like the way you see it by the color. So you could change the way things look. Let me see if I could by element. See, it changes that. So really, really cool stuff. However, I don't think this is really for fun. This is more like to quickly remember what they are. And so, if your kids try to study for their next test with periodic tables, then this is very, very helpful. Okay, so moving on. Now, this is going to be for like older kids. Okay, so the Solarium. And this is basically for kids who want to learn a lot about astronomy. Now, this might look simple, but this is a really, really complex program. There's so many different things that you can do here. It's actually pretty mind-blowing, and it's really, really geared towards astronomy and stuff like that. So it's like quite involved. I mean, I don't know what half of this stuff means. Okay. But if a child is wanting to learn about astronomy, this is awesome. I mean, there's so many things here, so it's pretty awesome. And there's other options up here too, but like I said, I don't really know what this means. I'm not really much of an astronomy buff, and even when I was a kid. So you could even change views and stuff. There is a lot here. That's all I could say. So if you had your child who really wants to get into astronomy, I recommend something like this. This is pretty awesome. So let me go ahead and get out of here. Okay. Now, the last program, I would say this one is probably for, I would say, teenagers. Even though it looks really cartoony and everything, this is a program that would teach kids to become a programmer. Okay. I don't even know how to use this, but basically they've made things, well, easier than you would think. Then you could add different elements into this program, and then whenever the kids are done, it'll actually produce a whole program. Okay, I haven't got into this a lot, but I could see here these are all programming elements. Okay, and see, there's the hello world operators. So if your child wanted to learn about programming, and this is not an easy program by any means. Okay, it's not. But once they learn this, they learn the basics of it, they'll see how this translates into actual programming languages. Okay, so if you're a programmer, you would understand a lot of these things, such as the operators, such as functions, variables, but they put it in a way where it makes sense and groups it in real general terms. And so that is pretty awesome if you wanted to get your child into programming early on. And so that is it for these education programs. Like I said, there was quite a few of them, but my favorite is this educational suite. And then my second favorites are all the Tux programs. And then I would say I like this one as well. I mean, especially if you want to get them into programming. So it's really great stuff. So if you had any thoughts on these kids related programs and applications, be sure to leave them in the comments area below. And if you had one that you liked and that your kids enjoy, leave that in the comments area below as well. And as always, if you did get a lot of value out of these videos, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. That is in the description area below as well. Thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com. And I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.